Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, June 13th, 2022, and I'm here for my weekly cross-stitching update. I've got a decent amount to share and only a little bit of plans, but first off, we need to do some giveaways. So, I was giving away 3 quilt patterns and a Santa cross-stitch pattern. So I'll go ahead and draw those now, just to get it out of the way. Keep you from being in suspense. So here's the first one. Rockin' around is what they call it. It's a Christmas tree quilt. So the word for that was tree. There's 25 comments. Let's see who gets this one. Mildred Walker, congratulations. That tree quilt is adorable. I would love to do the red version. Nice. There it is right there. So congratulations, Mildred. I will have my email address up here. You can either email me your mailing address or send me a private message on Instagram or Etsy, and I can get that out to you sooner rather than later. So let's see, the next one was, I don't know which one was first. Poinsettias, however you say that, was next. Oops. They have like a little math problem now, I guess, to make sure you're not fake. So this one had 24 unique comments. Mel Patton, congratulations. She asked for summer and flowers, all of them really. Thank you. So congratulations, Mel. You win the poinsettias quilt pattern. So again, you can get a hold of me with your mailing address. And the last quilt pattern, this amaryllis one. Amaryllis. Do my math. This one has, again, 24 comments. Amy Wickhouse, congratulations. And yeah, you are wanting any of the quilt patterns would have been good. So congratulations, Amy, you get this one, Amaryllis. And so, to be expected, the most popular giveaway item was the Santa cross-stitch pattern, because this is a cross-stitch channel, so I'm not too surprised by that. And it's super cute. Like, I don't stitch Santa, but I might have stitched this. I don't know, it was pretty tempting. So I'm glad a lot of you liked it. This one had 86 unique comments. So let's see who gets this one. Robin is crafty. Can't wait to see Amazing Grace complete. So pretty. Love to see Santa in the tree. So you get the Santa pattern, Robin. So congratulations. And you'll also get to see Amazing Grace finished today. So double bonus. So all 4 of you, let me know your mailing addresses and I'll get those out to you soon. I have a little bit of haul as well, because I went to Hobby Lobby to find a frame for Amazing Grace, because I did finish it, which I'll show you in a little bit. I'll wait on showing you the frame because it didn't get framed yet. I went on Friday and just had too busy of a weekend to frame it, so I'm hoping to do that this week. And I'm not sure I'll do a video on that one. I was hoping to be able to do a video on how I frame things with my classic cheater method, only this one didn't come with a mat. So then I'm probably actually gonna have to cut my mat, which is a step beyond my cheater method. So I wanna do the video with a frame that comes with a mat, because that's like the classic super cheating way to frame your piece. So I wanna wait, and maybe at some point, maybe I'll find a frame for my touchdown piece I did for my son, because that needs to get framed at some point soon. I finished it a while back. And maybe I can try to find a frame for that one that has a mat and then do the video with that. So meanwhile, while I was at Hobby Lobby, I had seen somebody else go to Hobby Lobby. I think it was maybe Suki, the brown-eyed stitcher, and she found some clearance cross-stitch fabric. So I'm like, well, while I'm here, I have to go check. And sure enough, these were on sale at my Hobby Lobby, 2 of them, all that was left. It says 32 count Murano in fleur, because there's flowers printed on the fabric. So that's really cute. Not 100% sure, like she said, what I'm gonna do with it, but it's only $1.50, so I mean, you couldn't leave it there. So I'm curious. I have a Stitching with the Housewives pattern that I bought that's a little mug that's a bloom mug with flowers. Because I like the phrase bloom where you're planted, I have an actual mug at home with that phrase, and I really like that phrase. So I'm wondering, would that pattern, do you think, look good on this fabric? Weigh in on that for me, please. And then, since I'm there, you know, I stopped by the cross-stitch section because I figured, well, if they're clearancing out some fabric, they must be replacing it with something, right? Sure enough, if you'll see with the tags, they're changing the tags. So they have a whole new set of fabric. Some of it still has the old tags in the main section, but they are introducing some new colors and new styles. So I saw this and I thought, oh, I can't leave that there. That's too pretty. This is 25 count, steel blue. And so I thought that was adorable. Not adorable, that's not the right word. Very pretty. I love blue. And so I'll have to do something 1/1 on this. I don't know what yet, but I've got it in case. And it's not super big, so it probably won't be a full coverage, but you know, anything. Oh, maybe there's a Luminous Fiber Arts pattern that might go good on this. I might put a picture here if I don't have it yet, but I've been wanting it, and I have a mottled blue fabric I've been considering as well, but maybe something dark. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what it looks like, but that could be cute on that. So anyways, that was what I bought. Travel stitching, where we like to start. Oh yeah, I did get one other thing to show you. I got the Stitch Quarterly for summer from the Fat Quarter Shop, and it was delayed a few days. It was supposed to come last Monday, and since I filmed on Tuesday, I thought, oh, I'll have that to show you as well. And then it just didn't come. But thankfully it came on, I think Wednesday, so it made a little detour at some point. So I'm glad it finally showed up. So if you haven't seen it yet, you might want to skip ahead a little bit, because it is a mystery. But this is the project bag that it comes with, which is cute. It's got a little lemon on there, very summery looking. This size is nice. I used this size for, what was it? The summer home sal. That's a nice size for a single project. And the pattern is a lemonade called Citrus Summer with lemons and ice cubes in the jar. Super cute. And if you notice, this back here with that pattern is the fabric, which is also really cool. So this is called Curved Tile, and it's 14 count Aida. That's really fun. That'd be fun to work on. Just like that thin white pine board I used on the summer home. And it comes with the DMC for the pattern, a needle minder, and a needle. But this needle minder is the same little ball jar, I mean. It says fresh, cute, and a hoop. And I actually really like these tension hoops. If I'm gonna do, I don't use hoops or frames for stitching on Aida or linen, but when I'm doing things like handkerchiefs, on waste canvas, you know, on actual fabric, I like these hoops. So this is one of my favorites. So I will use that. So that was cute. I like that one. So that was the Stitch Quarterly for summer. If you got that, hope you enjoyed yours. Now on to travel stitching. So I did a little bit on everything today, or this week, which is nice. Not always the case, as you remember. So this first one is my Temperature Wander with Me is my kitty version, and Temperature Walk With Me is the dog version. I'm a cat person, so I went with the cat. But the paws are the same, they're just different environments. So here is where I got to on my Wander With Me. This is 27 count Linda in Vintage Country Mocha, 1/1 full cross. And you can definitely see I did this whole paw, and since this pad was 99, the hottest color so far, I went ahead and did it because our temperatures were coming back down again, and 99 bumped up into the next color. 99 to 101 was a separate color, and I knew we weren't going to get that again for these paws, so I went ahead and just stitched it because I had some time. Both of these toe pads are the next color below this, so it's 90, 98 and 96, and so we'll get some more of those over here. But I didn't want to do the toes in case I had multiples colors. I only had one toe. I think I had a 98 toe, so I could have done that, but I didn't want to. Anyways, I like to do all the toes at the same time, so I don't have to start and stop my thread if the very next toe or 2 toes down the paw is going to be the same color. Just saves that hassle. So that's fun. We are definitely getting into the summer, and that's not even the hottest color. I have 3 more colors hotter than that, so we'll see how hot it gets this summer. I don't know if I got to the hottest color at all last year. I don't think I did. It's kind of nice, but I did do a little bit on my butterflies. This is one I am doing retroactively for the year 2002, 20 years ago. And I'm still working on my April butterfly, but my daughter has swimming lessons this week and next week, and similar to dentist appointments and whatnot, it's easier to take this project bag than my bigger project bag with all my stuff in it. And my typical travel piece that I've been using, the Year in Stitches, is like bigger roll. It works great for the car, but for an appointment or some lesson, I just want to grab this, and the actual project is nice and small, so it's easy to stitch in a, weird place. In my car, I don't mind having it a little bit bigger, but I don't want it flopping around, hitting stuff, touching things, if we're in a weird place. So this is the one I will be using for my swimming lesson travel stitching in the next couple weeks. So hopefully that will let me get a little bit more caught up. So here is where I'm at now. This is 32 count even weave in a mystery gray-green color, 1/1 full cross, so they're really tiny. And there's my April one. I got this teal color completely finished, and now I'm starting in on this light blue. I'm picking patches from with the proper dates, like 1, 2, 3, 4 of where they would fall, and then everywhere else, once I pick a color, I'm finishing that color in the whole butterfly because I have all my temperatures already. So my thread's still on my needle, still working on that blue there. So I'm hoping over the next couple weeks I can get this caught up by doing it, stitching on it during swimming lessons and any opportunities during a few shows. I may not have that many show opportunities, but if there are, that's when I bring it out as well. A lot of the shows, like I've said before, I don't like to cross stitch and watch TV at the same time because I generally like to focus on the TV show. But there are a few things that I don't need my undivided attention that I can cross stitch during. So I will take advantage of that once in a while, but not every week do I have an opportunity like that. So sometimes it's better than others, like football season. I can sit there during the Broncos game and enjoy getting some progress done on my travel pieces. So, but it's not football season right now. So let's see. My last one is Year in Stitches by the Victoria Sampler. You can find this on their website in the Creative Designs section. And I'm working on June right now. Got a little bit of a start on it, not a lot of a start. Worked on this in the car during this past week, off and on, but not a lot because we had a lot of activities for the last week of school. So here it is. I got the border kind of came down here and did this. So I'll maybe zoom in for the June before and after, because I believe I already had May. I showed you May before. This is 28 count Dove Gray Monaco 2/2 full cross, and I got all the grass done. Well, in addition to the one length of thread on the border, I got the grass put in and started in on the lace at the top. And the white is also in the arbor, so I'll do the lace and the arbor, and then I'll have like a structure to do the rest of it. Oh yeah, there's the wedding dress too is in white, so I think there's a good amount of white. I like to do some of those neutral colors that are found in a lot of the piece at the beginning, because then I can kind of have a structure with to flit around and fill it in with all the other colors. So that's how I've been approaching that. This is the one I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna make time for it, because especially if I don't have school pickup right now in the summer, and if I'm on vacation I'll take it with me, but I won't have that all that often. And so during swimming lessons I want to do my temperature butterflies, so I'm not exactly sure. During my bonus time at home I want to work on Knitting Woman again, so we'll see. I don't know when I'm going to work on that. I do want to keep working on it so I don't get behind, but I might just have to wait and play it by ear. That's all I can say. I may just end up getting behind on that one. I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to work on that. I also did a little bit on my Under the Sea Club while I talked with my sister. I may need to do this a little bit more too if I can swing it. But this is by the Frosted Pumpkin, their year-long stitch-along for 2022. And part 3 is this scene down here with the treasure chest and the corals in the sand. I did a little bit more, and I only have, let's see, this week, yeah, I'll have 2 more days of visiting with my sister while if I just do that on Fridays, but I'm probably gonna need some more time to actually get it done if I want to finish it before the next release on the 25th. If that's not a goal, I can just wait and work on it more some other time. So we'll see. I'll get caught up at some point. But this is where I'm at now. 25 count 1/1 full cross on this blue even weave mystery color. And I got the outline of the trunk finished and all of the brown. I believe I got all the brown finished. So now I can fill in the treasure chest and do these corals and all the sand. So there's still a good amount left, but you can see it coming, taking shape. So that's fun. Not really in a hurry. It is nice to get it done sooner than later because you see everybody else's finishes of each part on social media, but it's okay. I also was able to work on His Name is Jesus with Desiree this week, which is nice. This is a Joyful Expressions pattern. You can find this on their website when you sign up for their newsletter. Here it is. So here's this one. This is on 28 count ivory Lugana 1/1 full cross. I'm using 3 different Victorian motto threads, and last time I finished the big His Name is Jesus, and now I could go work on more little things, which is really fun. And so like I do, my brain loves it, top to bottom, left to right. The next thing was this Jehovah, so I did that real quick. It's pretty small. And then the next thing was Kyrios over here, which I believe is Greek for Lord or Master. So next, I think I can come back over here and do whatever's over here next before this one. So I'll have to wait and see. But I do like picking things from the top to bottom. It kind of takes the decision making away, where you just kind of, that's what I'm going to do. It's basically telling me to do it that way, and I don't have to think about it. And it kind of, when I use that method in larger pieces, like full coverages, it's really, it helps me personally get through the confetti, because if it were up to me, I'd probably avoid the confetti. Be like, I'll just do these big colors. It's a lot easier. But if the method is telling me to do that color, because that color is next, unless I'm really pressed for time and want to get a certain amount of stitches in a certain amount of time, then I might just forget the typewriter method. But if I have, you know, the freedom to just go follow it exactly, then it's nice to get those little ninja stitches and the confetti stitches taken care of, and then I don't have to worry about them later. So it can be nice. It can be helpful to kind of just push me to do those random colors. And I'm like, I don't want to do that color. But then once it's done, it looks amazing, because once those little stitches get put in, the rest of the picture just, you know, is complete and perfect. So anyways, sometimes we need those little tricks, right? To help us. So I worked on Wander With Me. Let's see. Oh yeah, I filmed a video on Tuesday, and then I was focusing on Amazing Grace, and I finished it. So it took me 2 days, but I got a lot of stitching on those 2 days on it, because I didn't do anything else for my regular stitching. I believe I still had other projects in the car. No, I didn't. Even car stitching. Yeah, I took Amazing Grace with me everywhere. So I figured this time I could reshare my whole process. So this was the original pattern that I was going to do for my friend at church. And it's a My Big Toe Designs, called Amazing Grace. You can still find this 1-2-3 Stitch or other needle workshops. Super pretty, but super big. Everything is full crosses, all the letters, all the motifs. Even doing it 1/1 on 28 count would have been very large and a lot of time. And I wanted to give it to her this month. So I thought, I got started on it actually, doing this, a little bit of the Amazing Grace words up here. I'm like, this is gonna take a really long time. It's gonna take a lot of thread, I will be doing nothing else for the next 6 months if I wanna do this and give it to her. And I was already gonna take the border out just because I knew that would cut off some time. But even with that, I said no. This isn't gonna happen if I really wanna give it to her this year. So I adapted it, and I took 3 of my favorite motifs and changed the fonts to back stitching and did it 1/1 with just 3 of the motifs. So it's still pretty similar, similar color palette, but a lot smaller. So that's what I did. They called for, what colors? I did similar colors to what they had, but not the same. They called for 3 Weeks Dye Works, Purple Haze, Ivy, and Eggplant. And I did Royalty by Color and Cotton, which is instead of the Purple Haze. And then Garden Gate by Victorian Motto, which is instead of the Ivy. And then instead of Eggplant, I did Stepping Stones by Weeks Dye Works, which is a purpley brown. And I thought those 3 looked gorgeous together, and I loved the play of color throughout this. So very happy with my choices, and I'm happy it's done. So here it is, unframed. I do have the frame. I'm gonna wait and show you the frame once it's framed, hopefully next week. Or probably before I'll probably want it done before Sunday. So I'll probably film a clip of it finished and then just insert it in next week's video. So without further ado, here it is. This is 28 count ivory Jobelin, 1/1 full cross with those fancy flosses I mentioned. And it's, I don't know how well it focuses here, but I thought the colors turned out really pretty. And you can see in that basket the variegation a little bit, and I just thought it was really pretty. You can read it pretty nicely in person. It is a little tiny, but I thought it's cute and perfect. So yeah, I hope she likes it, and I'll get that framed up this week and hopefully gifted. So there you go. Yay! Finished Amazing Grace. So I had a little bit of time left in my evening on Wednesday after I finished this. So I got started on my new start a wee bit early, which is nice because I ended up needing it to get 1,000 stitches. I actually went and spent parts of 5 days on this in order to get to 1,000 stitches. So I'm glad I just went ahead and started early. This is my freebie Harmony. I'm doing this on Color and Cotton Holiday Mint in 28 count Lugana. I taped my little wrapper on here so I would know what I'm using. This is still available on the Haid website if you would like it. And when I was prepping my fabric, I was noticing, and even in my video last week, holding it up, realized this fabric has more modeling than I realized. It's really pretty. And you know what it looks a lot like? It looks a lot like this edge of the background. So I'm not going to do the background. So I decided to let the fabric shine. I'll not do the background and let the fabric be the tropical leaves in the background. I'll only do the bird. So that made it really fun to be able to just hop, skip, and jump and get a start on the bird. So here's this pretty fabric and the start of my stitching. So this is 28 count Lugana, and I Holiday Mint 1/1 full cross. And there's like some orange patches up here, which I was not expecting. There'll be darker pink in here. There's like a highlighted area at the top of the parrot's head. I am stitching this like the pale color that they're using. I think it's 3756, which is really pale blue. There's no white in this design, but that's the color they're using for the outline of all the feathers and the whole piece to make it look watercolory. So I'm going to keep that color, but I won't do any of the other background. So yeah, pretty interesting. I found myself like doing 2 or 3 links of the same color just because it was this big patch right here. And then at some point I stopped and kept going with the typewriter method and figured just do 1 length and move on because it was getting to be where there was too many holes up here and I wanted to fill it in more. So that's the plan. So I got 1,089 stitches to get my proper new start like I like to do this year. It's been really fun to make sure I have at least 1,000 stitches because then you can see what it is before you put it away, which is helpful. And I'm using one of my new wooden needle minders. I still need to edit that video and get that up for you guys. So much to do. All right, so that took a little while. Worked on my Under the Sea Club. And then last night, I got started on my, Got started on my Lady of the Flag, which is my first Whipco piece that I'm working on. And this is one off my Fancy Lady board. I have a full coverage board and a Fancy Lady board. So this was one of the calls for this month. And so I'm gonna do 3 days on it. And I've already done 1. Had a very good stitching day yesterday, so that's always a bonus. Sometimes my Fancy Ladies, giving them 3 days can sometimes give them the short end of the stick because sometimes I don't have a lot of stitching time on certain days. My full coverages have a stitch count, so there's always going to be a chunk of progress, the same chunk of progress with 1,000 stitches, but it varies more with the Fancy Ladies because 3 days could be a lot or a little. So where is it? I love this one. I decided I've been having trouble working with the Mirabilia patterns. As you know, they're really big, and I don't normally mark up my charts unless it's a Teresa Wentzler or something that's really complicated like that. And since Pattern Keeper, I've gotten spoiled. So now I tend to be avoiding Mirabilia charts just because they're not as easy. And I know I want to eventually get them into Markup RXP because that will eventually have the capability to search for symbols and mark symbols. But I need a way to scan my patterns, and then Judy over at City Stitcher uses her library to scan patterns, and I just need to go and try it and see if I can do it in my library. So until I can get that sorted out, there was another suggestion by Nadine over at Nad's Cross Stitch. And if I can figure it out, I'll post a little bar for you to go check out her video, because this, if you just want something quick and easy, this is really nice. So she basically takes pictures of her pattern to make a digital working copy, selects them all together, and saves them as a books file, which on your iPad is just like your reading app, I guess. And then from there you can highlight your finished stitches. Clear, it's just a picture and you're just drawing on it, but it's better than nothing. And it's basically like using a highlighter on a paper, only then you don't have to actually physically make a working copy. So you don't need a copy machine, etc., which I don't have. So this is perfect. So I was able to do that, got this in there, and I'm loving it. So I know Markup RXP, if I'm able to eventually do that to search for symbols, will be superior to this. But in the meantime, this is a quick fix and it is much better than just the paper pattern. So I'm happy. So this is 1 day's work on Lady of the Flag. This is 32 count Stony Point linen by Witchell. So it's a nice gray-green color. It is see-through, so I like to put something behind it to show you. I'm working over here in the blue, and this is the bottom of the blue, so I think the blue area goes like this. And I would like to, in this rotation, maybe finish the blue. Got 2 more days on it, today and tomorrow, so we will see. So I got some of these lighter strips are completely done. I'm working on the darker, or more of the medium color. I'll finish that, finish the dark. I think there's a little bit more of the pale blue, and then I can do all the stars, which includes beading, which will be fun. So if I can get this blue chunk done in the 2 days, it might be a little lofty of a goal, but that'd be really cool. So wish me luck. I got a lot of stitching yesterday. I don't know if I'll get that much the next couple days, but we'll have to wait and see. And so I have 2 more days on that, and then my next WithGo project is going to be one of my full coverage ones, because I want to kind of go back and forth, keep things interesting, is 3 Sisters. This is by Golden Kite, and it's probably my, I don't know 100% sure, but it might be physically my largest project, just because it's on 18 count and it's big. I'm not restarting it because I do like it. I would never put it up, but I may not ever finish it anyways. But this reminds me of me and my sisters, because it's darker now, but it was pretty blonde as a child, and my older sister has red hair, my younger sister has dark brown hair. So this is us. And this is an old map tube. I reuse all the tubes that I can find for my storage solutions. So this one, this is where this is at. It's a whole yard, and this is all I have done so far, is the start of the first girl and a little bit of the background. This is probably, I think, the one that I started parking on for the first time. So I did some parking and then eventually decided with Pattern Keeper I don't want to park anymore. So I'm still working through parked threads. So that will be probably part of my goal, is to maybe get these finished and work those in. But I also do usually like to work on her a little bit more as well every time I pull this out, to fill her in, do like a light color and a dark color, get more of her features filled in. So yeah, so there she is. So I'm giving her, it will be a they, but right now it's only a her, because I only have one started, one of the girls. And this is me. This is the first girl, the blonde girl. I'm giving this 4 days because they're full crosses and there's a lot of confetti up there in the top. And I mean, in her face, you can usually pick some of the colors and it goes quite a bit. You can do quite a bit with one color. If it's especially a skin color, there's a lot you can do. And so that'll help get some stitches quicker. But I gave it 4 days just in case to make sure I can get my 1,000 stitches before moving on. If I finish the 1,000 stitches early, depending on how I'm feeling, I may stop and start sampler of stitches early, but otherwise I'm going to start sampler of stitches on Sunday and do this on Sunday and Monday. And it kind of worked out pretty good that way because of my new start on the 21st for the first day of summer. So this is what sampler of stitches looks like all together. And it's 9 patterns and I have the first 4 finished. So starting on the 5th pattern with the letter M. Here's the close-up of that one. Oh, cute. I just noticed a little owl. That's cute. And a necklace. So that's fun. There's a moon charm. Oh, and there's some beads, it looks like. Each one comes with whatever embellishments it needs for that section. So it looks like there's the moon charm in there and some beads. Oh, for the necklace. Yeah. So there's beads on the necklace. So that's fun. So I'll be working on M on Sunday and Monday, but I'll probably I don't know, because I'm working on it Sunday and Monday, I may wait to film on till Tuesday, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel. I may come back Monday or Tuesday next week. Here's my starting point on sampler of stitches. This is the called for 30 count linen in custard cream, 1/2 full crosses, so it's very light coverage because they're basically like 15 count stitches with 1 strand, which is not what I usually do, but I found that I have all the kit supplies given to me in the quantities that were recommended, so I better do it as charted. And it's a unique experience for me. So since the whole thing is trying new specialty stitches, I figured 1/1 really big X's that have fabric showing through is kind of like a specialty stitch. And I'll just do it the way it is, because that's not how I would normally stitch on this count of fabric, but that's okay. It's turning out really nice. The stitches have a lacy look because of that. Like, I don't know if you can see, like in the L, you can see a lot of the show through, but it gives it kind of a lacy look. So that's where that one's starting. So hopefully I can get that done in a couple days and continue to stay caught up. I'll have to do some calculations to see what I want to do, because potentially over the summer I could work on my year-end stitches as my afternoon stitching and just wait until school starts again to keep working on Knitting Woman. But I don't necessarily want to do that because then I feel like I might get too far behind on Knitting Woman. So I might run the numbers and see if it makes sense. If I feel like I'm still pretty far behind on my goal of finishing by November, I should do Knitting Woman. Maybe I can do like half and half and do half the week Knitting Woman as my afternoon stitch for, half hour, and half the week will be year-end stitches. Maybe. So this is what I'm talking about. If you've been here any number of times, you might remember this one. I'm working on it a lot lately. Knitting Woman, Another Golden Kite. This one I'm trying to finish by November for my mom's birthday because I've been stitching it for her. She knows I'm working on it. I've shown her every once in a while. And I would like to just get it done because when every once in a while, like I think it was last year, I think, I finished Quick Stitch Iris for my aunt. And because once I got going on it and was working on it a little bit at a time for a challenge, I figured this is stitching up quicker than I expected. If I just work on it a little bit at a time, I can get it done and gift it, and let's do that again. So I picked this one since it's also intended for somebody else. I can get it gifted and given to them. So that's my goal. I believe I don't, am I at 80% yet? I can't remember. It's been too long. I didn't work on it at all this week. So this is a starting point in case I get to it this coming week, which I hope to. I think I might try that where I'll work on this some and work on year in stitches some. We'll see. I'll run the numbers and see if I need to devote more time and just get behind on year in stitches, and that's okay too. So we'll see. But this is fun to pull out and see things fill in, and yeah, so hopefully I'll get some work on that this week as well. And I think that's everything. So the 4 winners, please get a hold of me with your mailing address. I'll get those shipped out to you soon. And hopefully I'll get my Amazing Grace framed this week. I'll film a little clip to be able to share that with you next week. And I think that's everything. So have a wonderful week. Enjoy your stitching in your summer, and StitchCon. People this past weekend and this coming weekend will be enjoying StitchCon. So enjoy that if that's what you're doing. And happy stitching. Bye.